review on Huda Booty. Huda Booty. Hey y'all, thanks for coming back to my channel. I'm gonna be doing a review over the Huda Beauty Faux Filter High Coverage Cream Foundation, and my shade is Chocolate Mousse. And I have been looking all over YouTube to see if people have this shade or if they've ever worn it, and I haven't really found any, so I kind of wanted just to give an idea to those who might be close to my shade, what it looks like on my skin. And I actually have been using this, it's pretty much almost gone. It's probably been about a year that I've had it, and I really like it a lot. But let me just show you what it looks like to see if this is that you're going to be wanting when you put your own foundation on. Using the Too Faced Hangover Replenishing Face Primer. This is what I usually use because I have really dry skin. So this is what I'll be using for my primer before I put my foundation on. And I just use one pump. One is usually good. And clean hands, guys. Make sure you got clean hands before you touch your face. But I really like this primer. It's very hydrating and it doesn't feel like my skin's super dried out since it's already pretty dry. Okay, so I'm just gonna do one pump, shake it up a little bit. Well, maybe I'll do two. I don't know if y'all can see this. Oh, yeah, I'm almost out. That's how much I love this thing. It's really great. I like it. Got my primer on. I'm gonna go ahead and apply without spilling it on my shirt this time. And since I am not mixing this with anything, because that's what I usually do, is mix my colors. Because this is definitely not a winter color for me, but since I'm not mixing colors, I'm just showing you exactly what the color looks like on my skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and blend that out. And it does kind of look kind of dark, but I feel like when I was doing the Il Maquillage, it made me look really dark. This one is kind of like okay, I can deal with it kind of dark. It's not like my neck and my face is a complete different color like in the Il Maquillage video. So that's just one pump to show you guys. And for those who don't really care for like full coverage, you can tell this is like it's not like thick. It's very blendable, but also blendable enough to cover if you want to cover more. So that's kind of my thing. I would rather it be buildable to where you can still cover a lot. All right, so here's round two. I'm gonna see if you guys can actually see this. So, as you can tell, it's actually really close to my shade, but I did try the other two colors, the one up and one down, and it doesn't work. This is probably the closest to my shade, so it's really hard to find my shade because I have like a red and a yellow undertone, and it's really hard to get that because most foundations have either or. So getting the blend of two is really hard to find. So, but Huda did not let me down because she's probably the closest that I've found. And I've tried a lot of foundations. Like if you guys want me to do foundation reviews on all the foundations I have, I can do it. I just don't know if it'll be useful because if you're looking for a shade that's your shade, you're not gonna find it with just one. I would use the brush first, and mainly because I like the way that it settles. It shows that full coverage. I feel like when you use a beauty blender, it takes away a lot of that foundation so that full coverage isn't there. So what I usually do is I'll grab my brush first, and sometimes if there's like streaks or spots where, you know, you can tell it needs a little blending, I'll just go through with the beauty blender. But I prefer using a brush. for my full coverage. And that's layer 2. I feel like has really covered up a lot. And I'm just gonna go in with my beauty blender damp and just make sure it's all even all the way around. There's no streaks from the brush or uneven layers. Okay, so you can see how it looks next to my neck. At first when I tried this, I felt like it was kind of too dark, but I kind of do have noticed this does oxidize. And so at first it looks kind of dark, but then as you gradually wear it longer, it starts to blend into my face. And I think that's actually what it's known for, because I was watching some other people on YouTube and they said the same thing. Like, it oxidizes to change a little bit lighter than the actual application, or darker. It's either or, but for me, I feel like it turns lighter. So this is the way that it looks with just the foundation. I'm going to go and set it because I actually need to go get ready. So I'm gonna go finish the rest of my face, get dressed, and I will be back to show you what the look looks like, and hold it for a longer time so that you can see how it kind of oxidizes and settles in my face and what it does throughout the day. So just wanted to show you all what it would look like outside in the natural light. And there we go. That's the look. So right now it is 5:23 p.m. I'm gonna go out tonight, and when I get back I'll kind of show you what it looks like. My big volume hair, y'all know I like big volume. If you want to know how to get this look, volume and straight, let me know. If you want to know how to get the makeup look, let me know. 10 p.m. and there we go. This is what the foundation looks like. I'm trying to get some good lighting here because it's dark now, but I think it stayed pretty well. If you can see the color, looks like it looks pretty fresh still. I'm really happy with it. I got maybe a little shine, but you know, nothing big. I don't really have too much of an issue with getting too oily, but I don't think this is a type of foundation that does get oily. So I haven't worn it for too long, but kind of can show you. Don't mind the eyebrows. My eyebrows need to get done. You can kind of see that it's a little bit oily, but I wouldn't say too much. I didn't do any touch-up. Like, obviously my lips are gone. It seems kind of oily, like in my T-zone area. But I mean, that's an easy fix. Just blot it down, powder it up if you need to fix it. But as far as the coverage, it's still pretty good. If you see. So, and according to my neck, it looks pretty close. I mean, I would say it's the closest I've gotten it. So yeah, so for review, we're going to go over the pros and cons. The cons, I would say, is for those who don't want full coverage. This is a pretty buildable full coverage, so I don't even think that's a con. But it is a I'd say $40 to $45 bottle. So, I mean, you are spending money. So if you wanted to go for more of a drugstore product, obviously this is not the price for it. That would be the only con, but even when you think about it, like, most high-end brands are going to be around that size. Most foundations cost between, I'd say, 40 to 50 and up, depending on which brand you're going with. So this, I feel like it is reasonable, but it could be a con for those who don't want to spend that much amount of money and don't really need that much coverage. But as far as pros, I have a lot because it's really good. It's buildable coverage. It gets up to full coverage, but you could also have it that natural look if you just use a beauty blender. Just dab it on. It's gonna cover whatever you want to cover, like just, you know, red spots or small pigmentation, up to like scarring and stuff. I feel like it would really help with covering those kind of flaws. Another pro is I actually found my color, so I'm super excited about that because it is so hard. And when y'all, if I continue to do these foundation reviews, you will see how many foundations I have that are just like, I don't understand why I spent the money and then I don't return it. I end up just keeping it and just mixing a bunch of colors. As far as that, I think that's a pro. So if you're thinking about it and you're thinking about getting the color Chocolate Mousse and you are pretty close to my color, I would say go for it. I really like it. I need to buy another one. This is good, I think, for, there's not like a seasonal thing that I can wear. Like, okay, color-wise, I can't really wear it in the winter, but as far as the way it reacts to the weather, it's good. I think it's good. Whether it's hot, for me, I think it got, but I don't even think this is like a bad oily. It's like a glow. You have a glow going on. And if it's the wintertime, it doesn't dry out. That's one of the main things that I think is really good about it is, like, I usually have bad patches like right here, and it, like, my eczema just gets really bad and the foundation just sticks really bad to those patches, and this foundation does not do that. As well as my pores. I know you can still see the pores there, but I feel like they are being covered. It's not as visible and you don't see it like huge pores. I don't even know how to explain it. But yeah, so that's definitely a pro. I think that's about it. Like, as far as foundation, what you look for, it depends on what you're wanting to get as a foundation. So if you're wanting full coverage and you're wanting a color that's going to match you and you don't want it to, you know, give you flakiness or oiliness, it's a really good foundation. So I give it a thumbs up, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, ask away, comment, send me an email, like and subscribe. Thank you guys again for watching.